dropped this when I was bringing all this stuff outside. So if this video helps anybody, this copy cup didn't break in vain. My wife came home from the store yesterday in our Model S Plaid. Helped her bring all the groceries in. About 10 minutes later, I got a notification on my phone. The trunk has been left open all day long. So I asked her, did you close the trunk? She said, yeah, of course I did. So then I looked out the window, the trunk was closed. Looked out to the car, the center screen, MCU, said that the trunk was open. So I opened the trunk, pushed it down manually, and it wouldn't latch. I tried 2 more times and it still didn't latch. So apparently this is a very common issue on every Model S made since 2012. I went on TMC, searched for a broken trunk latch or trunk not latching, and this has been a very common problem. First thing you want to do when getting in here, I mean, you can see where we're at right now. I did this late last night where there was no light and it was freaking cold, so I didn't record anything. But the first step to getting here is to remove this panel. So this entire thing covers up this area. I'll give you access to the 2 critical components of the trunk latch mechanism, which is the latch itself, which comes out of here and then hits that striker plate down here. And then something else that you don't see or even think about is this. So this is called a cinch motor. How it works, so actually it goes up in here, you don't see it. This cable gets pulled by this motor. I'll show you how this works on the table in there. But this is what actually pulls your trunk down and tight against the body. So whenever people have problems with their trunk closing, it's either the cinch motor or the latch. Most commonly it's the motor, but in our case it's the latch. So here's the old latch. I put some green tape on it just to make it obvious this is the bad one. A lot of people on TMC and on Reddit, on Facebook have had this problem, but no one's really documented why it happens. The solution's well documented, you just get a new part, but no one talks about why this failed in the first place. There are 4 pins going into this latch. Pin 1 is power, 2 is ground, and 3 and 4 are digital outs representing different states of the latch. 1 is for ajar and the other is for open. But I can't measure those because those are digital outputs. I would need an oscilloscope, which I don't have. But what I suspect happened to this is that there's a thin metal strip in here that works as a switch. So when this starts to close, basically the latch uses this conductor to tell the car's computer which state it's in. So you can see as I'm closing the latch, this metal strip bends. I think something went wrong with this because it just won't register anything. I'd have to tear this open to really see what's going on inside, but as you can see, there are no bolts, nothing to undo. We'd probably have to drill out these rivets to see what's going on inside. I'll do it later. Fun fact, this is the emergency release cable that every car is supposed to have, I believe. We had a previous Model S from 2015 that had a emergency release, like right around here. Like if you were stuck on the trunk, you could reach here and pull a lever, it would pop the trunk. This car doesn't have that, interestingly enough. When I asked a friend, he said, well, have you checked your emergency cable? And I said, there isn't one, I can't find it. After taking this thing apart, I went to find out the cable is there. It's actually part of this latch. This is one whole part from Tesla.
So where do you pull if you're stuck in there and trying to not die?
You have to hope that the rear seat's fold forward so you can get out one of the back doors.
Oh wow.
I think that's okay because with this generation of Model S, there's no option for a 3rd row seat. That's a good question. Like the fact that this is just, so this is literally just Velcroed to that piece. Like you can't even see it or access it from back here. So.
That motorcycle guy finally left.
Yeah, finally.
He really wanted to be in your video.
Well, it's actually the kids' 2 houses that way. They ride dirt bikes in their backyard. So this is the cinch motor. So like I said, it lives up inside the cavity above the latch. Show what happens when the latch closes. So this cable attaches here to this lever.
Okay, wait. So it attaches.
This cable goes here.
Okay.
Attaches to that lever. So what should happen, when you close your latch like that, when it gets to that point, that digital output is sent to the car's computer, which tells it the trunk is trying to close, it's time to cinch it down. So that activates the cinch motor, which then pulls on this lever via the cable, and then it snugs it up just like that. See that?
Mm-hmm.
So trunk's closing, signal to the cinch motor.
The cinch motor's in there. Right?
Yep.
Okay.
And it pulls on that lever, and then your trunk is closed securely. So it's actually kind of scary that this cable and the tiny motor in here is all that's holding your trunk shut. It works, but as I take things apart on cars, I'm always amazed by how simple and fragile things end up being. And these are actually Mercedes parts. The story behind that is that if you're familiar with the early history of Tesla, the first Model S prototype was actually built on Elon Musk's personal Mercedes CLS. Total hack job, just as a proof of concept. But the point is, they reused a lot of Mercedes parts in that prototype. Turn signal stock on the first generation Model S those were Mercedes parts, as well as these. So that's where we are. I got this from Tesla this morning. I fortunately live like 5 miles from the nearest service center. Drove my roaster there, walked in, asked for this part, had it within 10 minutes. It was 65 bucks. I guess now we should probably reinstall everything instead of just standing out here in the cold. So we're going to reinstall the cinch motor first. 3 bolts there. So here's the wiring harness for it. We can bolt it up first. This is going to be a Torx bit. I think it's a T25, if I remember correctly. If I'm wrong, then you can figure it out. That hole there is for that alignment pin to go through. I don't know what the torque specs are on this, but that's enough. Okay, let's plug it in.
How do you plug it in?
Right there. So here's the plug. It only goes in one way, so I'm just gonna try one. If it doesn't work, flip it over. Yep. Of course, just like a USB cable, I got it wrong the first time. There. So that's the cinch motor. Okay, so there's the cinch cable.
So you just pulled that through?
Yep, just pull this through. Now we're gonna connect it to the latch. Like I said, the cable is attached, it's one piece. This is 65 bucks from Tesla. You can find it on Amazon, eBay as well. For some reason, these are on eBay for like 120. People think that these are worth a lot of money. They're really not. Okay, there we go. Okay, we can attach the cable with this thing in place.
So you just shoved it in the hole?
Yep. Now we're going to plug it in. What are they doing over there?
It's just Henrietta. It's laying her egg, I think.
There it is. Okay.
So where did you plug it in? I can see it
Right there.
clearly.
Right there. And we want to hook up the cinch cable. First time doing this. Yeah, so this will slide, I think, into the side there. It goes like this. So now that'll snap in, just like that.
So that snaps right there?
Yep, and then this end, we'll pull the lever back.
Oh, that grabs that thing. Okay.
And work it in. And that is, I believe, all it takes.
Wow.
So the trunk is fixed, everything is back to normal. Now the fun part, we're gonna take the old latch apart and see if we can find what went wrong. First thing we're gonna have to do is grind out these rivets with the Dremel. And then I think that's all we have to do to get this whole assembly separated. So we've taken pliers and bent back 2 tabs there and there. I think it's about to be released. Well, at this point, it's going to be so destructive getting it apart that we're not even going to be able to know what broke in the first place. But it'd be kind of cool to see what it looks like anyway. Jeez. There we go. Finally. It's irreversibly damaged now. Not that we were going to use this thing ever again. Okay. Well, now we can see what's going on. All right, so yeah, there's a gear here. Looks like it's, oh yeah, there's a worm gear. And there's a motor. There is a motor in there. Here's the release, so it pulls on this metal arm. That little metal strip I was showing earlier, that is right here. So pins 3 and 4 on the trunk latch correspond to these two buttons, which are triggered by that metal strip. The trunk is closed. The strip is all the way up here, so it should bridge across both of those buttons. So that'll be the closed position. And then as the trunk, so when the trunk is fully open, there's no contact. When the latch is closed to the first detent, that triggers the cinch mechanism, which pulls it further, and when it's all the way up, it bridges across. So this will be ajar, that will be open. I think that's what we're looking at here. If I'm wrong, correct me in the comments. So it's not just a basic mechanical latch. There actually are electronics in here. Apparently it can go bad, that's why we're here. And that's all I gotta say. Hope this helped. So we were just talking about how to get out of the trunk and get stuck in there. I'm gonna try a few things. I'm gonna lock myself in the trunk and attempt to get out. So right now, this is like the easiest scenario. Like, get in, and the parcel shelf is out.
The what is out?
Let's just pretend that I'm being abducted. My wife's abducting me. I've been a bad boy for some reason. And she has me passed out, drunk like this. See, the parcel shelf is here. You want to bring it over? It's right behind you.
That? Or do you want that part open?
Okay, yeah. So if I'm like this and the trunk closes, I'm kind of screwed. Because one, the release cable which is hidden up there. I'd have to dig behind the trim. And with this parcel shelf, it's not going to happen.
Why not?
Because I can't. It's like up here.
Can you? I guess you can't close that while.
Yeah, you can't open this. Why don't you just close it on me?
Okay.
And then promise to let me out.
I promise to let you out eventually in some shape or form in whatever condition you happen to be in.
Okay, well, in case that doesn't happen, I have the app on my phone here.
Okay.
Alright, oh, this is scary.
I can hear you from in
Yeah,
here.
you can't open it, but I can still get out. There. So, what I had to do, there are switches in the very back. That's actually a new addition on this generation of Model S. It'll pop second row seat forward. So that only works if you don't have child seats back here. If you have rear-facing child seats strapped on, you're kind of screwed because these seats won't fold down. So yeah, so this doesn't open.
I
This
bet
is
I could
closed.
open that.
You can't open this.
I bet I could.
This doesn't open.
I would like
It
to
physically-
try. I
it
bet I
physically
could.
cannot open.
I bet I could.
Okay, get in there.
We have to put the seat back down.
That's actually the best way to be abducted, because then you can reach these switches right here.
Oh.
Okay.
You have to close it.
Ready?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Yeah, you can't push it through.
Oh, you can't push it through, but you can you can access this panel over here and you can access that. But yeah, you can't get it totally folded.
It doesn't really do you a lot of good.
Well, I guess. Well, You said you wouldn't be able to get to this back panel because of this thing, but you can.
Okay, can you find the release cable?
I'll try.
It's like that.
And there's the cord. I can touch these cords.
Oh, you found the cord?
I don't know if it's the cord, because I don't know what cord it's supposed to be. It's this fat gray one. It's like attached down there.
Okay.
Is that the right one?
I don't know. Now I'm really vested. I'm gonna pop the seat down.
Okay. You can just take this thing off from there now, right, or not?
Oh yeah, you pulled the thing down. Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought was impossible.
It's not impossible, and there's the cord right here. But I don't know which part you're supposed to pull. That's the part I'm not sure, and I don't want to mess up.
Okay, you want to trade?
You should teach me that in case I get abducted in our car.
You want to trade places?
Sure.
Okay. Let's see if I can access the release cable. So you want to reach here, pull down those clips. I think I see it. I see it right here. So be able to dig it out. So that, keep in mind this is going to be like pitch black back here with the seats up. But
it's actually not. But if it was dark outside, it would be.
Yeah. So if you know where to reach, I got the cable between my fingers. I'm going to pull. And there it is. I'm getting out of here.
You escaped.